Okay.
So, hi everyone, welcome to TAM Talk. My name is Tamanna Guha. I am a trainer and NLP practitioner. And today in TAM Talk, we have Dr. David Lincoln. Dr. David is a master trainer of NLP and hypnosis. And currently he is the president of NLP India, which is a premium organization that offers NLP in India and in surrounding countries. So welcome, Dr. David.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome.
So
I'm
David,
pleased to be here. Yes.
yeah, so thank you very much. So David, since you are a pro in learning and development and a pioneer, so I would like to understand from you one of your success mantra.
Well, that's very simple. I just say, just do it. That is the success mantra, is to actually get out and do something. There's so many people that we would call armchair success people, you know, that think about it, talk about it, chew it over, tell everybody about it, but actually do nothing. So action speaks louder than words, as the old proverb has it. I mean, when I first came to India, this is now 18 years ago, there was a certain amount of NLP around India. A lot of it was incomplete. A lot of it was not correct. A lot of it was people's interpretations. A lot of people who are running it who have no training, and so on. And so then, all that time ago, I formed the Association of Neuro Linguistic Programming India, which is in fact a standard setting organization. So it sets the standards. And it's been accepted by all the other major standard setting organizations in the world. So we are number one in India. Where we are in the world is difficult to say because most of the organizations will not disclose their numbers, but we have over 10,000 members. I personally have made over 100 trainers in India, up and down across the country. And I run my own company, which is a company called NLP Trainings Limited. It's a private limited company, which is separate from the standard setting organization. Although I set it up and I'm president, the standard setting organization is run by a group of master trainers, and they all have to agree before any of the standards can be increased or decreased. And it's not easy to get them to agree on things like that. So I suppose the success would be that the formation of the Association of Neuro Linguistic Programming in India with 10,000 odd members, and my own company's success, where we probably have trained coming up to nearly 500,000 practitioners now across the world. A little bit less in numbers of master practitioners, and trainers, I've already said, just over 100 trainers. So there we are.
Wow, wonderful. Okay, so when actually I started taking interest in NLP, I have been asking a lot of people about what is NLP, and I used to get answers in bits and bits till I joined your NLP practitioner course. So I would want you to give us in a nutshell, what is NLP?
Well,
what do you understand by the word NLP? Yeah.
Yeah. In just a few words, it could be described as the study of excellence. Okay. NLP in itself is not a lot of practice, a lot of processes that you do on other people and so on. That's what we do when we start with it. But as you get to understand NLP, NLP is based on something called modeling. Modeling is something that we do as children. We look at people and we say, I want to be like them, and you act like them and model like them. So most of the NLP processes are coming out of a modeling exercise. Let me give you just a very quick example. One of the first things we teach in NLP is something called rapport. Rapport means getting on well with another person. Now, this wasn't just some people sitting down saying, oh, I wonder what we could do to be better with that person. No, what happened was People that are naturally got on rapport with other people were studied. What do they do? What do they do in finite detail? And then it was compared with people that are arguing with each other and not in rapport. And so what are they doing? And as we say in NLP, it's the difference that makes the difference. So if you want to be good at anything, if you want to be a good trainer, which you are, I assume, if you want to be a better trainer, then you look for the best trainer in your eyes. Who are the best trainers? And what are they doing that I'm not doing? And it's that difference. When you add that difference to you, then you become even better. Now, this is not to be confused with copying, because copying doesn't actually make you any better, because you'll just be a copy of somebody. You know, we get people that like Tony Robbins, people who say, oh, I'm going to be the Tony Robbins of India or the Tony Robbins of Indonesia, and I'm going to copy him in every respect. But when you look at that person, you're only ever going to look at a poor copy of the original. Why copy other people? Be yourself and add to you all the skills that you need to bring out the best of you, to make you the most powerful person. And that's where NLP came in the first place, in what we call the modeling aspect. And once you've got that modeling, you can actually do anything, be anything, and add any skill that you want to your repertoire. But because you're adding a skill, you're not a copy. Let me give you another, probably a better example is, you've probably heard of Elvis Presley,
yes,
the singer. Yeah?
yes, yes.
There are a lot of Elvis Presley impersonators who go around, and they dress like Elvis, they sing like Elvis, and all you will say is whether that was a good or a bad copy. You won't even know their name. They're insignificant, they're just copying somebody. But there are other people that have modeled their performance on some of the aspects of Elvis Presley. And when you look at these names, you don't immediately think of Elvis Presley. One, for example, would be Elton John. Elton John, in his early career, modeled himself on the extravagant costumes that Elvis Presley used to use. But you don't look at Elton John and say, oh, he's a cheap copy of Elvis Presley. Mm-hmm. And the other one that comes to mind, of course, are the Beatles. Yeah. The Beatles, world famous singing, and yet they modeled some of their singing on the singing that Elvis Presley used to do. No, not copying, just doing the modeling. An example would be, if you like, of the song, if you look at Elvis Presley's In the Ghetto and the Beatles' Hey Jude, you'll find that the length, the melody, everything is very, very similar and successful. So that's NLP in its purity, is making you the best that you can be. And adding NLP tools to whatever it is you do, you become that much better. You'll find that all the top people, a lot of top people in the world, have studied NLP, including presidents and prime ministers, Oprah Winfrey. These are just names that spring to mind straight away, and there are quite a lot of them. So it's a very powerful set of tools that makes you the best you can be.
Wonderfully illustrated, David. Thank you so much. So now I come with the next question which I have for you is, in this present scenario where there is so much of, economic degrowth, depression, how do you think that NLP can work as a catalyst for change?
Okay, well, it's already started by these Zoom type sessions. There are an awful lot of trainers now that are running NLP programs. And funny enough, the pricing of a Zoom session has right from the beginning been fixed quite low. So people can come in for a few thousand rupees and really get a very good grounding in NLP. That's something that was never there. In fact, even now, the major organizations are not allowing certification by Zoom, not full certification, but they are allowing, beginners and basics and things like this. So, yeah, so I think that this idea of the Zoom is very good. And we're running a lot of, well, I'm running lots of Zoom sessions all over the place. Zooming here and zooming there, as it might be said. So that's one thing. Now, obviously, even with that thing, there is still people that can't afford it, even at that low price. And of course, that's going to be the same with everything you do. You know, if you are wanting to be a manicurist, you know, do your nails, and you can't afford a pair of cutters, you're going to have trouble becoming a manicurist. So there has to be some sacrifice. But I do know that NLP trainers have sacrificed an awful lot. I mean, our practitioner program is, I think it's about 40,000 on a live program. And now you can do half of that on what's called an associate practitioner program for 6,000 to 7,000. So it's tremendous difference. But of course, everything depends on the quality of the trainer. You know, not every trainer, some can't actually adapt to this Zoom idea. It took me a bit of time to adapt. You know, I kept thinking, I'm talking to myself. Is anybody listening? You know, and you've got 30 or 40 people, but you're listening for the laughs, you're listening for the claps, you're listening for the movements, and they're not there. So it's a whole new field of teaching and training. A bit like television, I suppose. A bit like television. So I hope that helps you understand that. You know, one good thing, I suppose, about the COVID situation, it has put a lot of attention on people's leisure time, because people have had a lot of time. Now, sensible people would have used that leisure time to eventually further themselves, whether it be learning NLP or baking or snowboarding or whatever. But other people, of course, would not have used that time. And those are the ones that will be saying, oh, I should have done. You know, the world is full of people that said they should have done. So I think in some ways, now, I don't want to get too much onto the politics of all of this, but I mean, it's a little strange. You know, I find it very peculiar to understand. If you look up the statistics of the number of people that die in India every day, you will be amazed. It's 66,000 people on average die in India every day of all causes. And the total number of died of COVID-19 is minute. You know, so there is something politically strange. I have no idea what it is, and I'll leave all that to the conspiracy theorists, and there are lots of them on all the groups on Facebook and Telegram and WhatsApp. There's all the groups with people saying, oh, it was this, it was that, and boycott China is their fault, and so on and such forth. But really, I don't want to get into there. I just do my thing.
So that is the I mean, success mantra. That is again what I'm finding out. So being more focused into what we are actually supposed to do. Yes. So one thing has always come into my mind, that in order to get success in life and as well as to get success in career, you know, building relationship is very, very important. That you already spoke about the word rapport. So I would like to understand how to develop this rapport with NLP with one example.
Okay.
And
well,
and very sorry interrupting you. I am very much fond of that acronym that you use for rapport. So if you can please say that again, and you know.
Well, rarely all people prefer others resembling themselves. You see, this world consists of about 7.7 billion, I was going to say people, but it's not people, they're individuals. 7.7 different, totally different individual people. And each of those individual people have got their own idea of what goes on in the world. In NLP terms, we call that a model of the world.
Right.
And, you know, if you allow people to have their model of the world, and not impose your model of the world on everybody, then your relationships become a lot better. I have sort of like 3 rules of relationships. Number 1 rule is to be yourself. Don't make out you're something that you're not. Don't emulate other people. Be yourself. Number 2 is let other people be themselves. And 3 is don't put yourself on other people. And one thing we learn in NLP is that people do have different ideas, and sometimes they fight for those ideas. And yet this world is big enough to incorporate everybody's ideas. One of the bywords of NLP is something called flexibility. Okay. And flexibility doesn't mean giving up. It means there's more than one way to do something. And if one way isn't working or is being upset somebody, you go another way and you become flexible. And if you have this flexible approach and allow other people to be themselves, then you will never have any problems with relationships. Wonderful. Of any description, of any description.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I don't know.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay, so now, anyone, any trainers or coaches, anyone who wants to build a robust sound career in L&D, what is your suggestion and how to move forward?
Okay, well, first and foremost, and this is a rule of life, the best will always come to the top, no matter what. The best will always come up to the top. So the first thing you must do is invest in yourself so that you are the best at what you do. You have the knowledge required in the area that you're going to be coaching or training. If you don't have that, you will not last very long. You'll just be an average. It's a bit like if you look at any other profession. You take a medical doctor, for example. There are thousands of what I would just call ordinary doctors that are on every street corner, and they can, you know, give you tablets, they can look in your throat, and they can take your temperature and do your blood pressure. But when it comes to something more serious, you will move yourself off to a specialist, to an ear, nose and throat specialist, to a cardiologist, a rheologist, or whatever. And those people are the people that begin to make their career, their structure. They're beginning to have better knowledge. So one, you yourself have got to have the knowledge. You also need to have the drive and the ambition to do it, right? And there are several ways in NLP we teach this, goal setting and SWOT analysis and all the other various bits and pieces. So you need the drive and the ambition to do it. And I'm afraid there's an old saying that says the only time success comes before work is in the dictionary. So you have to work, and that working may be 6 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock at night, making very little money. But the more you work and the more you put yourself out there, the more you become better known. And it's like anything else. You know, if I was to say to you, name 3 or 4 Bollywood actors, you would come out with all the top names, all the people that have made it. You wouldn't know the people that are just making a regular living as a stand-in bit part actor. And there are a lot of them, you know, making a comfortable living, but they're not at the top. Not everybody gets to the top. If you want that burning drive and ambition to get to the top, then first of all, you yourself must be proficient. You must work on you. And that's not just your knowledge, it's your way you present yourself, even down to your makeup or haircut. I don't talk much about hair, you know, but everything. You're a package as a trainer or a presenter or whatever. You're a package. And of course, and this, I had a long discussion. I had some Bollywood friends, you know, directors and so on there. And they all said the same thing, that really a trainer and a teacher, but more so a trainer, are actually actors. You're more acting than you are teaching. And if you're good at acting, if you're good at getting the spirit up of all your students, then you become a good trainer or a good teacher. You know, I don't know if you can, you're such a young lady, so probably very easy for you to work out when you were at school. And think about what was your favorite subject at school, and you'll come up with a subject. And then if I say to you, who was your favorite teacher? The chances are it was the teacher of that subject. So the question is, what came first, the teacher or the subject? A good teacher will make any subject exciting to you. Unfortunately, like all professions, there are good teachers and then there are average teachers. And if you're lucky enough to be in a school with good teachers that you get good rapport to, there's that name come back again, good rapport to, then your personal education will expand tremendously.
Wow, that was wonderful, and I mean, mind-blowing. In fact, I will say the suggestions are totally mind-blowing, and I'm sure everyone out there who are watching it will definitely implement it and reach to the pinnacle of success. So thank you very much, David. It was such an enriching experience that you came here. So thank you very, very much.
You're welcome, and you have a lovely rest of the day.
Thank you.
I want to see you at the top of the pile when it comes to presenting and teaching.
Oh, thank you very, very much. So that is all from Dr. David Lincoln. You can also log in to www.nlpindia.net for a lot of information relating to NLP and NLP courses offered by Dr. David Lincoln. And you can please log in to my website, which is www.tamannas.net for training and a coaching session. And please do not forget to visit my learning platform, which is Tales, which has books and magazines and journals and articles and a lot of entrepreneurial stories. And you can stay connected with me on the go. Please download Wix app and give the code ZLIEAX. You can also stay connected in LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and please do not forget to like and subscribe in my YouTube channel, which is Tamanna Training and Transformation. So till then, stay happy, stay safe, and thank you very much. Thank you very much, David. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, and take care. Bye.